Hi, pre-algebra. Hey, it's Miss Woodard here. I decided to record this lesson just this morning. I was taking some notes over what I have to talk to you guys about in your Zoom, and discovered that by the time we got to the actual math lesson, you guys might need to step away from Zoom for just a minute, go use the bathroom, get a drink of water, do what you got to do, and then come back and take a look at me so you can do your assignment today. I've heard from several of you guys that having these lessons recorded to be able to go back and look at has been super helpful as well. So I don't plan on doing this for every lesson, but today we had a lot to cover in our Zoom. So take a look at this when you're ready for your assignment. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to adjust the screen for you guys. Your assignment today, we're jumping over to worksheet 2-1. After you guys have logged in and tried to get your guys' textbook, when you open up and launch your textbook, I did assign you guys a practice lesson in there. It was lesson 1-3. 1-3 was just comparing irrational numbers. And it's not a super pivotal lesson. In our building, most of the teachers skipped it. I just mostly wanted you guys to be able to go in and see it, look at the platform, give it a try, do the best you can. Please know again that if you miss problems in there, that's not going to be an issue for me at all. I just wanted a baseline of can we get in and can we access the materials. So just attempt that, take a quick look at it and see what you can do there. And then when you guys are ready in class kick, I'd uploaded our next worksheet. So our next worksheet is 2-1. So when you guys have finished accessing your textbook and taking a look at that brief assignment, I want you to jump on over and look at this worksheet 2-1 in class kick. The worksheet's talking about exponents. So we're going to be moving into the topic of when you guys have a number and you guys got a number and it's raised to a power. So what I want you guys to remember is that any number, so if I just took this example and used the number 2, if I raised it to this power 3, you got a base and you got an exponent. The base tells me what to multiply. The exponent tells me how many times to multiply that. So 2 to the third power is just 2 times 2 times 2. Please remember that any number, it doesn't matter what number that is, it always has an exponent at the top. The understood exponent is a number 1. It's 2 to the first power. That's the number being multiplied by itself one time. It's just 2. So any number is always can be written to the first power. Also, likewise, any number to the 0 power, that's always going to equal 1. It does not matter if that is a 2. It does not matter if that is a 1052. Raised to the 0 power, that's always going to equal 1. These are considered our identity properties of exponents. So you guys are going to need to know that for your worksheet, as well as how do we multiply and how do we divide exponents. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to talk about when we are multiplying exponents. So let's say that I take an example. I'm going to give you guys an example for, we're going to do multiplying exponents. So I'm going to give you guys an example first, and then I'll tell you what the rule is for that. So the example for multiplying exponents. Let's say that I have a base 3 to the second power, and I'm going to multiply that by 3 to the third power. So I'm looking at 3 to the second power times 3 to the third power. Always, by default, if you're ever struggling with a problem like this and you don't remember the rule, you can always write it out the long way. Remember, 3 to the second power is just 3 times 3. Your base, what to multiply, this is how many times to multiply it. I'm going to bring this multiplication over and just put it right here because that's what we're doing. So this is 3 squared right here. That's saying the same thing as 3 squared. And this is just the multiplication that is in the problem. And now I'm going to write 3 to the third power. 3 to the third power is 3 times 3 times 3. Remember, our base tells us what to multiply, our exponent tells us how many times to multiply it. So 3 times 3 times 3. So I have, this is the exact same thing as 3 to the third power. So I just expanded it all out. In expanded form, notice that I have a base of 3 all the way across, and I have 3 written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that would be 3 to the fifth power. So what I want you to recognize is look at this 5 here, and look at the 2 and look at the 3. What did we have to do with the 2 and the 3 to get the 5? The rule when you multiply exponents with the same base is that you can add those exponents together to get your answer. So you're going to be able, if with the same base, if it has the same base, with, oh my goodness, the same base, multiplying and addition, they just like go together. So with the same base, you're going to add the exponents. You keep your base the same and you add those exponents to get your solution. So today you guys are going to be given various problems where the base is the same and you're multiplying and you got exponents up here, you will add those exponents along. All right, I'm going to erase all of that. So that is multiplying exponents. Now we're going to talk about dividing exponents. And then I will do some problems off of your guys' worksheet as well. So if you watch this, you guys will get some answers. Dividing exponents. So I'm going to take a look at you guys actually have a problem on your guys' worksheet, and it says that you guys got 8 to the 12th power. This is going to be number 13 that I'm going to show. This is an example, but it's also number 13 off of your guys' worksheet. I'm going to use that one. 8 to the 12th power over 8 to the 9th power. All right, so remember, I can always write this out long form. So this is going to be 8 multiplied by itself 12 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 8 written times itself 12 times. And then I'm going to do 8 to the 9th power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now remember with division, a number over itself just equals 1. So I'm able to cancel. I'm able to go like that. Those 2 8s cancel each other out. These 2 8s cancel each other out. These, now I'm at 3 8s cancel. 4 8s, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm able to cancel all of these out. The beginning 9 here and all of those are going to be canceled out. So now I'm going to move down and I'm going to be looking at this again as a fraction. All of my 8s down below canceled out. So it's just going to be a 1. It's going to hold that place right there. What I'm left with is 8 times 8 times 8 at the top, right? Any number can be written over itself as with a 1. So I don't have to write the 1 down below if I don't want to. And 8 times 8 times 8 is just 8 to the 3rd power. So what did I have to do with these exponents to get to the 3? Look at the 12 and look at the 9. I would hope that you guys would recognize that is subtraction. So when you're dividing exponents, what you should do is you should keep the base the same. If the base is the same, keep base the same. And then you guys are going to subtract exponents. So the big key here is when you multiply, you're going to add them, and when you divide, you're going to subtract. So the answer to number 13 would be 8 to the 3rd power. And I think step by step, it actually shows 8 to the, you can leave your answer 8 to the 3rd power. I don't want you guys to use calculator and actually compute that out. 8 times 8 is 64, and 64 times 8. You don't have to do all that. You can leave it in exponential form. So 8 to the 3rd power would be number 13. All right, so thinking about dividing exponents, what's going to happen if I have something like this? 6 to the 7th power over 6 to the 5th power. Or let me flip this and do it a little bit different. I'm actually going to use one that's not in your guys' worksheet. I'm going to use something that's going to help us be a little bit easier here. What if we had something that was like 3 to the 4th power over 3 to the 8th power? So what I want you guys to recognize here is we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And then this is 3 times 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 3. Okay, so I have 8 down below. So I have 4 3s at the top and I have 8 3s down below. Remember, we can cancel, 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 cancel. All right, so this is going to look a little bit different. This time I have 1 at the top, right? And I have 4 3s down below. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 3s down below. So those 4 3s that are down below, remember that you guys can write that as 3 to the 4th power, right? So that looks a little bit, it's 1 over, and I got to keep that 1 at the top because that 1's not just a placeholder at the bottom for a whole number. This is looking more like a fraction. 1 over 3 to the 4th power is going to be like a part. It's going to be a fraction. So I got 1 over 3 to the 4th power. Look at the numbers here. Keep the base the same and subtract the exponents. 4 minus 8. I want you guys to think about that. 4 minus 8. All right, if we start with 4 and you're going to take away 8. So you're like, if you're on a number line and we have 0 here and you're up here 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to take away 8. Remember, when we take away, we're going to be going to the left. So I'm going to be hopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember, I have -1, -2, -3, -4. So 4 minus 8 is going to give me a -4. Remember how we worked on the negative side of the number line? So remember that if you start off on the positive and you're taking away more than what you have, you can end up with a negative solution. So I got -4 here. When you look at this, this is like a fraction that's written out, but I want you guys to look at, if you follow my rule. If you follow my rule, keep the base the same, and you're going to write this as 3 to the -4 power. Okay, so 3 to the -4 power. On your worksheet, you guys will have some that will produce an answer that's going to be like that, 3 to the -4 power. When we have a negative exponent, that is just telling you guys to do the reciprocal. The reciprocal, remember, in a fraction is just flipping it. So if I had 7/10, I'm going to flip it and make it 10/7. So all you're doing is flipping. So I'm going to flip this number. Remember, it's like written over 1. Every number is written over 1. I'm going to flip it. When I flip it, that rule allows me to make that a positive exponent. So that's how we solve negative exponents, is we flip them and then we can make them positive down below. And I believe on your guys' worksheet, you guys will actually be able to compute this out. You guys will have to not leave it in exponential forms. You're going to have to tell me what 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 times 3 is 161. So you guys would get 1/61 for that one, right? Or is it 80? 7 times, wait, where was I at? 27. 7 times 3 is 1, 2, 6. Oh, it's 81. Oh, my brain was telling me that didn't seem right. So it would be 1/81. So there's going to be my answer to that one. So I would have 1/81 as a final solution to that one. So 3 to the -4 power is going to be 1/81. So flip them, and you guys are going to be able to make them positive. So that's where that little inverse rule comes from, is when you guys go to divide fractions. Sometimes you end up with everything canceling out at the top, so you have to put a 1 at the top instead of a 1 at the bottom. So I'm going to do a couple examples off your guys' worksheet. Let's take a look at, I'm randomly going to pick one, number 6. Number 6 says that it's 2 to the -5 power. Okay, based on what I just said, you guys are going to be able to flip this. Remember that it's written over 1. So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to write it as 1/2 to the 5th power. And 2 to the 5th power is just 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So I'm looking at 1/32 is going to be my answer for 2 to the -5th power. That's how I would like you guys to answer number 6 on your guys' worksheet. So you guys will be practicing with some of these just plain negative exponents, and then you guys are going to be multiplying, and you guys are going to be dividing exponents. And remember that when you guys multiply, what you guys want to do is you want to look at your exponents, and you want to add those together. So when you multiply, you're going to be doing the addition. When you guys divide exponents, you guys are going to be looking at subtraction. So I want you guys to go through the worksheet. Oh, and then I will show 16 and 17 are a little bit different. So you saw the various multiply and divide and what the process is with the exponents. Now, if you get to 16 and 17, you're going to have something like this. You're going to have 6 squared, and it's raised to the 4th power. So this is like a power to a power. So if you were to write that out long, remember 6 squared is just 6 times 6. So that's what's in the parentheses underneath, but that's being raised to the 4th power. So you're doing this 4 times. You're multiplying all of this across 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our base, 6 squared, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Look at what I have here. I got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times all the way across, because it's all multiplication. So that's just 6 to the 8th power. What did I do with these numbers to get the 8? So when you guys are looking at a power or an exponent raised to a power, so you got an exponent that is going to be raised to another exponent. In this case, you guys are just going to multiply those two numbers together. So you're going to take the 2 times the 4 to get the 8. So the answer for that is going to just be 6 to the 8th power. Anytime you guys see a power to a power, it does not matter what the numbers all are, you're going to take and you're going to multiply those two exponents together. So when you guys get finished, I want you guys to take a look at that worksheet. Go through it and let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll leave the Zoom open, like I said earlier, and you guys are welcome to pop back into that Zoom and ask me if you guys have any specific questions on your guys' worksheet. I think I hit probably the biggest points that you guys are going to see. So I'll be available to help if you guys need it. Otherwise, always email me, let me know, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Please, please, please be here on Monday for our NWA testing. Thank you very much. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye.